just see if I am live on my phone. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see I am live. Why is the screen? Oh, okay. Yep. Hello, hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hello, hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Yeah. So, hello everyone. This is my first stream. My name is Kavil Wagh. Who don't know me, I am an aspiring author. Well, my first book is already at the editor, so I am going to be an author, a self-published author. I'm like writing science fiction, and my first book is science fiction, and uh, I'll just tell you about it in a bit. But what we are here for today, right now, is to talk about Dune. It's one of the books that I've read in like past 3 months. Yeah, I just finished it last month. um, to give you a little bit of background for myself, I am an author who lives in India right now. I used to live in UK, and I did my masters in creative writing, and I work in marketing. So yeah, it's I have many interests. So because of that, I'm doing different sort of all sorts of things. But to save myself from rambling, I have prepared a presentation about Dune. And yeah, before starting Dune, I want to talk about my book, which is a science fiction book. It's going to be called Age of Mechs, which is a book which talks about a boy named Viral who is trying to find his missing parents. And he does that through this popularized sport which is called mech fighting, where people control mechs and they're fighting each other. And through this world of mech fighting, he tries to find his parents, because that's the last place where he knew his parents would be. I mean, the last place, the evidence where his parents might be. So that is the book. And yeah, I do have first chapter available for free on my website kavilwagh.com /age of mechs. So you can just find the first chapter for free. And yeah, I can just show you. Yep. So the website is also redesigned a little bit for my author journey, for my brand and everything. I asked my brother to do it, so he has gracefully accepted to do it, and he has done a great job. um, so yeah, you can just head over to kavilwagh.com /age of mechs, and you can just enter your name, your email, and yeah, you will receive the first chapter for free. And yeah, let me also see if okay, so we don't have chat. How do you chat? Oh, yeah. All right, so have if you like what you see, or if you are enjoying the stream, or just say hi or something. And yeah, we can start the stream. So yes, first things first. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. And I'm going to talk about this wonderful book which is called Dune, and it's written by Frank Herbert in 1965, I think. Yeah, 1965, and he spent 5 years just to make sure he gets the ecosystem right of the planet Arrakis, which is the main focus of Dune and the books Dune. And there is also two movies of Dune which are also very great by Denis Villeneuve. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, Denis has done a great job in making the movies as well. From a writer's perspective, this book has some serious research done for the ecosystem, for the flora and fauna of the book. The book's main characters is Paul Atreides, his mother, who is a Bene Gesserit, which we'll come to later. But there are all sorts of these different characters, and this book series, which is like 6-part series, which is written by Frank Herbert, is kind of extends for a millennia, which is like 1,000 years. So one book, and he writes 6 books, which extends to 1,000 years, and it's really fun read. It is very interesting in the fact that the book has pre-planned many things, like the story, the prophecy, which is like a fake prophecy, but it has been cooking in Atreides and through whispers and through stories told by many Bene Gesserit, like agents, or many people who believe in this sort of prophecy. The prophecy in the Dune books is that there will be a Muad'Dib, or there will be this Lisan al-Ghalib, who will come and rescue the planet and bring like prosperity. He will bring like oasis back to Dune, Arrakis, where people are living on sand, and they are like very rough situations. They are not like habitable zones, and so this is the main, like, the prophecy. Now the main thing about Dune is that it's the planet which has this this thing called spice or melange, and this melange is like the thing many people get high off of. It's very like addictive. Once someone comes into Arrakis, they live there, they start living there, the spice then kind of gets to them, and they have to live off of spice. After that, they cannot leave Arrakis so easily, because the spice, they get addicted to spice, and that also, the spice also is used in interstellar travel. So it's basically like oil in today's scenario. And as we all have seen, what happened when the US bombed Iran, and they closed the Strait of Hormuz, and so much, the global south, I think most of the world, it was affected with the prices of this of the petrol and diesel and oil. Everything was so expensive. It was like not only expensive, it became difficult. Countries can shut down because oil could not pass. So we have some taste of this, or like some experience of how having supply cut off with some with these oil and petroleum companies. If we might not get them, the country might shut down, the nation might shut down. We cannot do our transports, we cannot even get any proper food made at home. LPG shortages was there, extreme shortages was there. So yeah, that is very 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 tough situation. So whoever controls the spice controls everything, controls the whole like intergalactic space. And it's very interesting to see how this one thing can make people fight over it, and wars and battles are fought. The Bene Gesserit, who are some of these very cunning and mystical sort of factions or species, they kind of have this shadow government going on where they try to control everything. And yeah, it's a very fun book. If you have not read it, you should read it. I'm thinking myself of reading it once more. But yeah, let's see some more things which are in Dune. And I'll just move to the next slide. This is just something I made in like 2 minutes before we start. So this is the thumbnail and the first slide. But yeah, so one of the quotes from the book is, "I must not fear. Fear is a mind killer. Fear is a little death that brings total obliteration." So this is a very beautiful line. It's usually what Paul Atreides' mothers say when his son was being subjected to Gom Jabbar, which is sort of a test done by the Bene Gesserit. And yeah, it's something that she repeats to herself and somberly. It's kind of like a meditation. She soliloquizes, she is saying it so that she can push through some of the tough situation, which is like her son Paul going through Gom Jabbar. So right from the start, we see that there is a lot of this cultish behavior, which is sort of trying to get people to do what they want to do through these quotes. Many a times we want someone to do something, if like a politician wants someone to do something, they make sure to have it like a catchy phrase or quote to go behind their cause that makes people follow in that footsteps. So if I might just talk in Hindi for a while, कि जब भी कोई पॉलिटिशियन को कुछ करवाना होता है तो एक कोट वो आपको बता देता है कि चिपका देता है, या फिर इट्स नॉट इवन दैट, इट्स लाइक to put you in a state of mind where you think that this is a normal situation. So for many of the Bene Gesserit, कि उनको ऐसे लगता है कि yes, this is a normal situation, it's just fear, it's normal, and this fear that's coming to me, it's like a mind killer, and it's a little death that brings total obliteration. So I should not fear. मुझे मेरी fear से डरना नहीं है, मुझे उसके आगे बढ़ना है, डर के आगे जीत है. That is the quote from Mountain Dew. But yeah, this is something that even Paul says again and again when he's going through some tough situations, and that works in his favor because he is with the Fremen, but he is trying to he's trying to realize the fake prophecy. He's trying to make sure that the fake prophecy comes to true, the Paul in the future that we see. So some of the characters in the Dune universe that make it interesting, one of them is worms, which are like this 400 tall animals or mammals, I would say. They can obliterate and destroy or eat anything that might come in front of them. So my face is hiding this, but it's 400-meter tall worm that can be summoned if you walk rhythmically. So this is actually from science itself, that if you put a stick in the mud and you rub the stick, that rhythm kind of attracts these small worms through the ground. So the same technique is used by Frank Herbert to make his hyper scaled worms to come on land. And these worms, they are always hungry, they look at their scale, they're always hungry, and anything that come across in front of them, they will eat it. So this is one of the characters, or like one of the things, biomes, or not biomes, sorry, flora fauna that is in this Dune universe. So, and we will talk about flora and fauna as well. But yeah, this is very interesting because in the future books, I don't want to spoil it. It's now been more than 50 years this book has come out, so I don't know if I saying anything is spoiling it. But these worms create the kind of the spice that we see in the on the planet Arrakis. So these worms are equally important for planet of Arrakis because without them the spice would not be formed. Without that, interstellar space travel would not be possible. Again, humans would be subjected to close range travel. So yeah, the worms are essentially lifeblood for Arrakis. So yeah, they're very important. They might be deadly, but they are very important. These are some of the main characters in the book. I would say, of course, all of them we know. This one is Paul Atreides, played by Timothy. This is Bene Gesserit, who is Paul's mother. This is Chani, played by Zendaya, and this is Stilgar, who is sort of like a pseudo leader of Fremen, and he's like a very his voice, his commands has very effect on the Fremen, and they listen to him. Everyone listens to Stilgar. They respect him, and if we think about 1 second, what everyone is doing here, what they are wearing are the still suits. So still suits are like this special material that they need on the planet of Dune to survive. So on planet of Dune, whenever Fremen are traveling, they always need like this still suit, so that whatever water that they evaporate, even their pee, is like repurposed, recycled, and it makes so that they can go on for longer like patches of area without stopping. So even still suit is very important in the book. In Dune's book, there is even the mention or appearance of the still suit manufacturer. And the still suit manufacturer comes and talks to the leader of House Atreides, Leto Atreides, in the start, and they are all having dinner together, and yeah, these are very important characters. So okay, before moving forward, I'll just give a quick like rundown of the Dune book. So the Dune is a fantastical or a fiction story, a science fiction story about this one house, which is House Atreides, which is Paul's house, and they are living in the planet of Caladan, which is like a very prosperous planet. They have oceans, they have beaches, they have everything they want. They have castles, and this Paul is living like a prince, but still, Paul is not like a typical prince who is spoiled. When they get the news from the emperor that House Atreides now have to go and rule on Dune, on the planet of Arrakis, Paul sits in his room and is like constantly researching about Dune, about worms, about how to survive on the desert plain if he ever needs to. So he's always like reading stuff. He's always thinking about what would happen if I accidentally go in the desert. So he has to walk, how do we call it? Not rhythmically, unrhythmically. What's the word? It's erratic walk. You don't walk in strides. You walk a little bit off step, or it's like a non-rhythmic walk. Yes, I can't think of the word right now, but it's non-rhythmic walk, and that's how you avoid summoning the worms. Once you summon the worms, you just have to run for it. There is no other choice. So in the beginning, House Atreides is called by the emperor and to go and to rule on Arrakis, farm the Dune, the spice melange, and sends most of it back to the emperor, and they get to keep some of the stores. And yeah, that is that is the main crux of Dune. And yes, the House Harkonnen, who is the previous, um, I would say, ruler of Arrakis, they the House Harkonnen, the Baron, is very very jealous, or he conspires against them, and that is where the book starts. So this is the Baron. This fat guy is Baron. He is extremely fat, and as we see in the movie, he cannot um, walk on his own. He needs this machinery to walk and everything. So he conspires against Leto Atreides and makes sure he kills him off. So hello everyone. I see few people join. So we are talking about Dune right now, and I'm just explaining the story a little bit. So yes, the Dune story is it's a ruling of House Atreides, who are asked to rule on this planet of Arrakis. They are replaced by Harkonnens, who are the existing previous ones. One secret I will tell you about it if you haven't read the book. Paul is actually related to Harkonnens. He's related to Baron. He is nephew of Baron, of this guy. Paul is his nephew. So, but not everyone knows this. Only he knows it, and his mother knows it. So he is part Harkonnen, and what they want to do, what the Atreides want to do, is hide this fact. Hide the fact that they are related to them, because they want to create a story in front of Fremen that we are House Atreides, we are the good guys. They are Harkonnens, they are not the good guys. They attacked Fremen, we are saving Fremen. We are Fremen's savior. So this is how it is, and that's the gist of the book. And then Paul is then he has to run for his life when House Harkonnen conspires against his father. They kill off his father, Leto Atreides, and now Paul has to go and go into hiding with his mother, and make sure they come out of there alive. So they take the help of the Fremen, they take the help of Stilgar, and they find their way. Paul tries to find his way out of this mess, which is like this desert world. He learns the way of Fremen by living with the Fremen. He learns how ruthless Fremen's or the life in the desert can be. Desert life can be. It can be very ruthless. Anyone can just be killed if they are not careful. Yes. So, and then the story ends with Paul Atreides getting back to the throne, getting back to the house, and yes, he then becomes the ruler of Arrakis. Yeah, and then there are some other characters like Menats. So just had this pictures. Okay, so this photo is just wanted to depict that there was a fight against the machines 10,000 years ago on the planet of Dune, and 10,000 years ago, the humanity somehow they survived against the machines, because the machines had become sentient. The machines were alive, and they waged a war against humanity. So humanity somehow made their way out of this mess, and they won against the machines. So from then on, everyone made a pact that there will be no more sentient machines, not even calculators. They had to have human calculators. So that's how it is. That's the way everyone was working by. So there were then no more actual machines or sentient machines. So in Dune's like history in 10,000 years, if you see that, I think there is some movies which are like, it's like 6,000 years ago or 8,000 years ago in Dune world, and it's kind of the same. The technology is very same. It doesn't evolve. So that is the reason they have stopped evolving their machinery. There is no more computer engineers, I think, or if they are just maintaining it, they're just repairing it. But because of this war which the machines had against humans, they did not they had a complete ban on any sentient machines. So that is why many different jobs were created. So one of them was a Menard was like a person who was like a human calculator. He was a person who could be able to handle immense data and run calculations and make sure whatever people are whatever he's asked to do, like calculations, he can run them. But it's not only calculations, it's very like different types of possibilities that he can calculate, and he can process immense data. There were also like other factions that were created, which is like, one of them is Bene Gesserit, and space pilots. So because of this war, many of these factions were created, and yeah, so that is this part of Dune, a little bit of Dune history, because of which we see these characters. We see Bene Gesserit, we see Menats, we see space pilots, most of these things. So yeah, and then there is, as I told you, Baron, who is one of the villains in this, or antagonists in this film. But yeah, if we think about it, he is an antagonist in a classic sense, because he conspires to kill Leto Atreides, he conspires to kill Bene Gesserit, he conspires to kill Paul Atreides, and he kills one of his informants who went and spied for him in the house of Atreides, but he still killed him because he did not want to leave any evidence. So in a classic sense, he is a villain. So yeah, he was the antagonist, and yeah, then he had to work throughout the movie, like he was surprised by how flexible the Fremens were. He was surprised when he found out Leto Atreides was still alive, and in the whole book he tries to get to him. One of the factions in Dune was the Fremen. So the Fremen are like the natives of House Arrakis, the planet Arrakis. They are the natives. They know everything about the planet, or they know how to survive on this planet. They have built lots of underground water catchment areas. So they built all of these water catchment areas, and yeah, it is they show Paul Atreides the ropes, and slowly but steadily Paul then climbs the ranks, and then he becomes the king. One of the last things that I wanted to say is that I love this book so much because there is like these quotes before all of the chapters that kind of go into detail about what is going to happen in the book. So one of this is the very first one is a beginning. A beginning is a time for taking the most delicate care that the balances are correct, that every sister of Bene Gesserit knows. To begin your study of the life of Muad'Dib, then take care of that you first place him in time, born in 57 year of Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, and take the most special care that you locate Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis. Do not be deceived by the fact that he was born on Caladan and lived his first 15 years there. Arrakis, the planet known as Dune, is forever his place. So even like the books, they are so much in awe of Paul, because there is so much fake prophecy that Muad'Dib will come, he will already know the ways and everything, and everyone is so fascinated by him. Somewhere, even the people who created the fake prophecy start believing in it. They believe that he is the Muad'Dib, he is the prophet that's going to save him. But yeah, we see what absolute power does. It corrupts absolutely. So yeah, um, that's it. But as an author, my take on this book is that there is a very common saying when you are in a writing class, is that show not tell. Show not tell. That is a very classic line everyone says. But what I think is, in this book, the first like 30% of this book has a lot of tell. Author Frank Herbert goes into detail and explicitly tells everyone um, what everyone is thinking, what everyone is doing, and that way it is really magical to see this tell sign, because he's obviously the master. Rules are meant to be broken in writing, and yeah, he does a very great job in his book. So that is my 2 cents on this book. uh, Perfect way of how to break rules, how to do tell and then show, because the tell then slows down by the end of the book. So yes, that is my 2 cents. That was my first live, and thank you for watching.